What's going on, soul family? We're just going to jump right into the collective message just because number one, I'm fucking tired. It's part of the message. But number two, why that's so important and valuable. Anyway, hi, my name's Maddie, good Gemini 444, here to make you love Geminis and realize there's good Geminis out there, one reading at a time. Yeah, we've officially entered the Lionsgate portal. I'm not going to shut up about it because it is such potent, powerful energy. You don't understand. I've used the energy of this portal twice now. 2023, worst summer of my life. Didn't have the chance to or time to manifest at the time, but I feel like the tower moment that happened during that time of my life is really the portal that opened up this huge leap into my purpose. So the Lionsgate portal is all about aligning with our soul purpose, aligning with our true selves, being able to really hone in on this Leo energy, this Leo power, and really like step into our own, right? So earlier today, the daily collective message was about self-concept, how this portal is helping us with this 100%. I believe that it's also about, it's funny, I brought up tower moments. I'll kind of get into that in a second, how that wraps in or ties into this, but also just the whole concept of how it is really tiring when you're ascending and up leveling, and how people that are successful have mastered rest. People that are truly successful financially and spiritually, right? Because you may look up to someone that's like super financially successful, but their soul is not at peace, right? I feel like this is a collective of people who want to find not only spiritual fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, but also financial fulfillment, like having all of that in balance. I feel like this is a collective, this is a wave of people. I just heard empaths, healers. You don't have to be a healer, just people that are meant to step into their own, step into their purpose, find their success, and not having to give away your peace, your energy to a point. It's almost like you're supposed to give less energy, even like making this message right now. It's not that I feel like I shouldn't be making it, but it's more like it's supposed to be short and sweet and to the point, because it's like, make the reading, do what you need to do, and then go rest because I'm super tired. I keep thinking about male lions, right? How they're the ones that are always just like lounging by the fucking trees. I'm pretty sure it's the female lions that go hunt anyway, I think. And they just like sit there and chill. And they're super regal. They're super like respected. They're the leaders of the pack, but they don't do the work. They're just automatic. They're in their own. So kind of think about that. They're resting and they're like building more power and more power. They're just naturally powerful. They don't have to prove anything, right? So that's kind of what's coming through. As we, like I said, as we grow, as we awaken, as we ascend, as we're going through this portal, if you're feeling tired or not feeling like doing anything at any point of it, that is the point. You're supposed to rest. You're not supposed to push yourself even further. Maybe just do what you can. 333 on the clock as I say that. The universe is going to support you doing what you have to do or doing what you can, but really focusing on like the feeling of these manifestations and this dream life that you want, and writing these things down and really getting aligned, detailed, honing in on what you truly want. Really focusing on like what makes you happy. And we're starting off the reading with, you are born to be a star. So you are born to be seen. And this portal is really enlightening you to the things that are blocking you from being seen. That's part of this as well. Part of this portal is like, we have to look at these outdated forms of identity that we have around ourselves, around our relationships, around these patterns, our belief systems. Like, what are these old ways of thinking that no longer work for us anymore? Let's see. This card is feeling significant right here. I'm just going into my deck. A dark goddess is calling you. Beautiful. Okay, well, I found a black feather in my car yesterday. I don't remember collecting it, 444, so definitely protected. The Morrigan is coming through. I'm also hearing a lot about Kali. Hecate is coming through. And also, who is the one that, oh, It's on the tip of my tongue. Lilith is also coming through. Also Persephone, possibly. I personally work with the Morrigan and Persephone, so those are like, I'm kind of biased to them, but also I'm hearing a lot about Kali, Hecate, and Lilith, like I said. So maybe we'll pull from the goddess deck. I've been pulling from that goddess deck for the collective a lot, so I love that it's aligned with this energy recently. So a dark goddess is calling you in this Lionsgate portal. I work with the Morrigan. And the Morrigan specifically is an energy of like death and magic. And what happens with that is like she brings in ultimate like death and destruction to everything in your life. Obstacles, people, everything that is blocking you from your soul purpose, your power, your sovereignty. She comes in and she fucking beats the shit out of it. It dies and you step into your power. Not literally, but metaphorically, right? It gets out of the way. So I'm excited to pull tarot for that. We had a few cards that fell. People can't believe how much you've changed. Wow, beautiful. So you've already made a lot of changes. And this portal is really just, again, like I said earlier in the daily reading, it's solidifying this new self-concept. It's almost like this new self-concept has been brewing and cooking. I just heard percolating. It's been really growing. And now this portal, it's like you're going through it and it's like, oh, they're here. It's real now. They're here to stay. And the Morrigan really is, I just heard she's proud of you. I don't know why I'm starting to talk about the Morrigan now. So maybe you've never looked into the Morrigan. Definitely look into her if you're interested in dark goddesses, working with deities. She's been the most powerful energy to me. And I haven't talked to her in a little bit. So I feel like that black feather in the car the other day was her talking to me. So I'll have to talk to her later myself. I hope you think of me too. So maybe that was the Morgan being like, I hope you think of me, I'm here. But I feel like as you ascend, a lot of people are hoping that you think of them. A lot of people are thinking of you. And they're kind of like, am I even on this person's level anymore? I'm feeling like Mercury. Yeah, this Mercury retrograde in combination with the Lionsgate portal is so fucking powerful. It's just, and this is coming out under the dark goddess. Yeah. So magician energy with Mercury. What did I say with the dark goddess, death and magic with the Morrigan? Okay. So this is like a complete, I just heard overwrite of your programming, of your system, of your nervous system, your brain, because Mercury talks about the thoughts, the communication, the way that information transmits to us. So the way that your mind is moving is completely different about yourself. So again, shift of self-concept. And I said that earlier because of the Six of Swords, and that's Mercury in Aquarius. So this is so beautiful. This is really giving complete overhaul of the internal, and now it's going to start materializing in the external. And again, Spirit keeps wanting me to say, do not get discouraged if you do not see immediate results. Immediate results are not the point here. You are supposed to prioritize rest. It's like rest like that regal masculine lion. Don't be in the cowardly lion energy like the Wizard of Oz, where it's funny if that card came out because I have a cowardly lion energy card in this deck I made. But yeah, don't move in fear. Don't feel like you have to do more. It's almost like do things when you feel called to. Sometimes push yourself, like you're really getting connected to that nervous system, no longer being in survival mode. Okay, so the way that information transports, you're being transported through a new portal, quantum leaping. Your thoughts are literally moving you into a new reality. The magician talks about manifesting our reality through our mind, right? One time I read about the magician, your thoughts are the spell that create your reality. So it's literally like I heard someone else say recently too, which I thought was so cool and makes so much sense, that the word spell was what inspired like the word spelling, like spelling out a word, because when you write, it creates that, or like creates that form of that word or that thing, whatever you're writing about. So I thought that was super cool. You don't see this coming. Spirit. So people can't believe how much you've changed, and you don't see what's coming yet. I feel like you don't know how good it's going to get. And that's a prayer that I always tell people to do. When you talk to your higher power, you talk to your higher power of your understanding, your God, the universe, the divine, your spirit team, ask them to show you how good it can get. Just say, I'm so grateful for what I have, and sit in the true energy of abundance of being appreciative of what you have, because gratitude is what creates more abundance. Being in lack is what pushes abundance away. It's kind of like the repellent to abundance. I'm also getting the Four of Pentacles a lot, which is Capricorn energy, and it's almost, that card is about like holding on tight to finances. There's something about not being like unreasonable or impulsive with your finances, but knowing that you have to give away, or you have to, I just heard there's more strength in letting go. There's recognizing the wisdom of the surrender, and seeing the strength in surrender, because letting go is going to help you. I feel like you might be trying to, or in the past, you've tried to overly control mentally your pathway, and it hasn't worked. It's almost like moving out of the mind into the body, into feeling, into the flow, dipping their toes in first. So this is coming out under, I hope you think of me too. Maybe you're wanting to dip your toes in first of like looking into dark goddesses and working with them. Maybe dipping your toes into a new relationship. Somebody is like testing you, dipping their toes in first, seeing how you react. This could be so many different things. The bottom of the deck says waiting on something or someone. So I just heard that's what you're moving away from. Like, you're no longer waiting on anyone to tell you that you can do this, or you've been waiting. This is your moment. You've been waiting for this version of yourself to arrive, and they're fucking here, baby. They're fucking here. We have Aries energy. Yeah, so this is like the beginning. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's like the birth. It's the crying baby. My friend Bridget always says, hi Bridget, if you're watching. We also have Mars. Wow. Mars rules Aries, and that is the energy of the Tower card. So, holy shit. And Mars is also clarifying people not believing how much you've changed. And it's also really solidifying what I was talking about with the survival mode, right? Mars is about our ambition, our will, our drive. It can be like very aggressive energy. You've put a lot of work into this change of yourself, what you're wanting for your life. This person who's thinking of you could be an Aries. It doesn't have to be, but I'm feeling like these are new relationships that are coming in, that are you're dipping your toes into, or other people are. Also with Mars energy here, with around that self-concept, people can't believe how much you've like really, this is like an aggressive change. Like, it's very like, whoa. Shocking. Like with the Tower energy, it's shock, it's an unexpected, and you don't see this coming. People didn't see this coming, and I feel like you have a lot of things coming up that you don't see coming. A lot of things have been happening to people I know too that are like very unexpected, shocking, out of nowhere. The Tower card doesn't have to always be like a very like big, really like catastrophic event that completely changes everything, right? But it changes something. It's about illusions. So it can be something as just like having a very unexpected conversation with somebody that completely changes your mind about a particular thing. It doesn't have to be like a car crash, God forbid, but like it can talk about accidents or big things like that. It's kind of connected to, like I brought up 2 years ago, like that was everything falling apart in my life, literally, and having to like leave everything behind and start over. So that's another example. It doesn't have to be that extreme, but I feel like I just heard overhaul. It's like an overhaul of the internal. And question mark. So, this is beautiful. Wow. This is coming out above the dark goddess is calling you. So the dark goddess energy with that Mercury energy, it's really like you're supposed to be questioning everything. You're not supposed to just be going along with the way that your mind has always moved. And I feel like a lot of you seeing this message, You're most likely shifting into this energy already. If not, this is what Spirit is wanting to guide you towards, is how can we learn differently? We're learning a lot of new information, but also how to learn and to process differently. It's a lot about our thoughts. It also can be about like travel. So this dark goddess energy is taking you somewhere. It's taking you to a different place. I have been channeling Pocketful of Sunshine by Natasha Bedingfield all fucking week. I just heard a sacred place. Look into light codes. Okay, so I really recommend doing light code meditations or Reiki sessions. You can look them up on YouTube, or just frequencies that deal with light codes. Light codes are essentially like the way that energy transmits in our universe. So, this is connected to that Mercury energy. Okay, so this dark goddess that you work with wants you to look into light codes. So that sounds kind of, counterproductive with a dark goddess, but dark goddesses are really just goddesses that are comfortable with the divine feminine, which is the dark, which is our shadow, which is the things that we must face to heal, so that we can grow. So looking into light codes might help you with this internal growth, with this shadow work. But I've been doing a lot of light code meditations, a lot of light code healing, and it's like shifting my DNA, my makeup, it's really like fueling my ascension. So really, I recommend looking into it. And then we also have divine spiritual training and boot camp. Yes. So you've been going through and you're moving away from this. Yeah, you're moving away from like everything you knew before. This is a big, big shift. And this Lionsgate portal is really wanting to support this shift in terms of your main character energy is at the bottom while I'm pulling this card out that I'm feeling. This is the card I'm feeling right here. Obsession is distorting the situation. Okay, so someone is thinking about you obsessively. Or you could, if you're thinking about someone obsessively, it's talking about this is one of the main things to work on healing with this Lionsgate portal. How can I move out of obsession or toxic thought loops into taking care of me, focusing on actions that benefit my purpose, myself, my soul growth, being of service to other people, like doing something productive versus just spinning in the mind. Past life issue, karmic contract. Okay. Interesting. This is like, this is deep. Past life issue. This is something that you're like completely unaware of. Like you don't understand how you're healing lifetimes worth of DNA and energy. Everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. Yes. Even when you feel like it's not, everything is exactly how it's supposed to be, okay? I love that card. Okay, we had a couple that you're moving away from this, fell on the ground. So that card wanted to come out. Really did. Is there another one? Nope, that's the only card that came out. So you're moving away from this. You are moving away from what no longer serves you. Let's pull out the goddess deck. And then, you know what? I want to get my other goddess deck, actually. Because we've been using that one. And I want to use this one. Because I've had this one for a long time. It's very powerful. So, let's see what Dark Goddess is calling this collective. But like, yeah, if you're called to the Morrigan, definitely look her up. Working with deities, really it's just about like researching them, showing that, like making an altar for them, items that are connected to them, you can research that. But yeah, I love working with the Morrigan, love her. And Persephone is one that came through for me during the spring this year, which was so beautiful. I got even the pomegranate tattoo for her. So yeah, and crazy story. The day after I got my pomegranate tattoo, I was looking randomly through photos that I got from my grandparents' house because my grandma passed away, RIP, last year. And I was looking through the photos and I randomly came across this photo of my grandma with a stained glass Persephone in like a window, and she's just standing next to the window and it said spring. That was fucking crazy. I love you, Grandma. My grandma's one of my angels. She was the most powerful woman. I love her. So, okay. Let's see. What is the dark goddess energy that's coming through here for this Lionsgate portal? What dark goddess wants to support the collective in this Lionsgate portal? What dark goddess wants to come through and support the collective during this Lionsgate portal of 2025? What dark goddess wants to come through? Not yet. What dark... I'm going to wait till one flies. What dark goddess wants to come through for this Lionsgate portal? Thank you. Do we have a couple? Okay, we'll take them. We'll take them. Bottom of the deck. Skuld, the future. Yeah, you're shaping your future. So, I don't know how to pronounce this exactly, but it's Skuld. Number 47 could be significant for someone. Okay, so we have Ocean, generosity, Ocean. I think this is Hera, alliance. Ooh, those peacock feathers. So 21, 41, and 44, Rhea, flow. Ooh, I love that, flow. So flow, alliance, and generosity. I'm going to pull up, I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm going to read this one for Rhea, 44, because this one feels very significant. But I'll briefly read for the others, but okay. For Rhea, flow. Do you notice how when you're in alignment with the universe, everything in your life just seems to flow? The Greek goddess Rhea, whose very name means flow and ease, comes to let you know that you're entering such a time. While the flow state is not permanent for most people, it's a beautiful feeling that allows you to lose yourself in the rhythm. It's as if you're traveling down a magic stream where ideas and insights pour through you from a vast source of information that is gifted to you. The way to ensure you remain in this beautiful energy as long as you can is to observe your life with relaxed intention, listening to the guidance presented to you as you move forward without restraint or fixed ideas. You can enter a flow state anytime you're willing to release your expectations. It requires trust, and the goddess Rhea ensures your boat will never capsize as you move from a slow stream to a rapid river. Wow. Sometimes you may find yourself in a stagnant state where nothing seems to be moving. The flow between you and the universe is blocked. This can happen when you fear that your desires won't be met, and also when things are moving quickly and seemingly in a different direction from what you expected. The goddess Rhea reminds you that when you trust the flow state, you'll find an opportunity to flow around a bend you've not discovered yet. Her alignment task for you is to let go of the branch and allow yourself to be carried on the river of your life into parts of the river you have not yet traveled through. She will ensure that although you experience unfamiliar and unexpected things, releasing the form of it all will only result in the discovery of magic and miracles. Let go and allow the flow to do the rest. You'll be amazed at how effortless life becomes. Yes, rest. Flow and rest and trust and let go. Like I said, release your grip. The less you do, the more you will receive. And this is with the past life issue in light codes. I feel like in a lot of lifetimes, past lifetimes, you had to survive. Even in this lifetime. This is your lifetime where you are in this, you have stepped into, you've always been in alliance with the universe, but you've stepped into this like warrior-like power where, and especially with those peacock feathers, because peacocks are very proud creatures and people look at them as like very unique and able to show themselves off without just having like a well-balanced ego, right? So you're like in alliance with yourself, alliance with spirit, alliance with the universe and your circumstances. And it's like you're no longer fighting against anything. You're just at you're still fierce, but you no longer have to fight against anything. We also have lemons coming through up here. So lemons could be significant. Vitamin C could be very important for you to be consuming right now. I've been like eating a lot more vitamin C than I have in a long time. So I feel like that's significant. So yeah, with generosity, this is about nourishment, healing, fertility, prosperity. This is really being like generous with yourself and others, really giving love fully, wholeheartedly. Just being your truest, most authentic self is coming through here as well. And then we have with alliance, sorry. Oh, the pages are stuck together. There we go. Yeah. Positive alliances lead to great power. You're magnetized to receive aid from people who have greater wisdom and can help you to the next level. Perhaps it's a mentor who appears or someone in the know. Making connections with others and finding strategic partnerships are favored right now. Ooh, so this is okay. So like I said, moving away from things, you're moving away from past situations and you're moving towards people that are going to help you. You no longer have to survive and be alone anymore. Maybe you felt very alone. This is also just indicating, because that's coming out under spiritual boot camp, that spirit is in alliance with you. I feel like that's like a big part of the message. You're being heavily supported by spirit. You've changed so much. You've put in so much work. You're in complete aligned flow. And I feel like a lot of people are magnetized towards you as well, because the more generous and loving you are to yourself, you've really changed a lot. Your self-concept, the way that you look physically has changed a lot as well. And with this dark goddess energy, you're supposed to, again, be comfortable with the unknown. You're making peace with the unknown. You're no longer trying to have a false sense of control due to fear, because that was keeping you stuck before. It was a survival mechanism. So let's clarify. Here we go. 2 of Cups. Yeah, you have new connections coming in. This came out for this morning's message. This is the connection with the dark goddess. It's connection with other people. I feel like you're reconnecting with a lot of past life soulmates right now with this light code energy. Like you're communicating and bringing in a lot of new connections. A lot of these people you haven't even met yet. They're coming in from this Lionsgate. Wow. With the Magician coming out with that row where the Magician was here with Mercury. You've been wanting to manifest love and new connection, friendship, kinship. It's coming. But again, Spirit is saying like the immediate result is not the point. I've been seeing that a lot of like magic, like the main power and fuel of magic is belief. So if you don't believe in your manifestations, they're not going to grow. So it's like you plant a seed, and just because the seed doesn't immediately sprout, you stop believing that it's growing underneath the surface. You have to understand, even though you don't physically see anything growing into the physical yet, that doesn't mean it's not coming. So believe. And with the Magician there, yeah, really manifesting new connections in with this new self-concept and new way of thinking. Okay, let's please clarify the middle row, Spirit. This is such a beautiful channel message. Wow, 8 of Wands. Yes, it's coming in fast. Communication, travel, new connections. This is also like divine guidance. This is like a flow of a channeled message coming through, a lot of channeled messages from your guides, from your spirit team. This is like messages and things coming out of thin air. I just heard. With Mars there, it's like, again, these are like very, very like, these could be messages regarding your purpose. Everything's exactly how it's supposed to be. Maybe you're being moved in a different direction. Maybe you're being connected to people you weren't expecting to be connected to and you're kind of confused. Or maybe this hasn't happened yet and that's part of why you are confused. Somebody could have been born on the 2nd, the 8th, or the 28th. We also have the 21st. You also could have been born in, I'm getting April 1st, February 1st, April 4th, February 8th. So Aquarius, Aries, Pisces coming through. Oh no, it's not even Pisces. It's just Aquarius and Aries. So we have Aquarius, Aries, Virgo, and Gemini, and Sagittarius. We'll just throw in the Pisces there because of the mutable energy. So this is very mutable energy. Mutable, and right when I said that, it was 3003. The 3 energy, right? Because this is what I got for this week's energy for the collective, okay? We have 1, the beginning, and 3, receive, okay? So when we talk about ones, it's like the potential, it's the seed, right? It's the seed, like just like the concept of the seed. Like, what if I planted the seed? What would happen? You know, it's the inspiration to plant the seed. The seed hasn't been planted yet. The 3 is about the development, it's something taking form, and understanding and having the wisdom of the process, the ability to be open to receiving this manifestation. Like, you're in the building process. So just remember, this portal isn't about instant manifestation. It's about, what seeds am I planting? Like, what am I really wanting to grow? And knowing that process might take time. But these are seeds that you're planting that, like, within the next 1, 2, 3 months, 1 year, like, you're gonna see these results. 3111, as I said that. So manifestations are being supported by the universe. Okay, and we have King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Clear channel. Like, getting very clear. Very clear communication, very clear on who you are, what you want, how you speak, very well respected. People are viewing you differently. Please clarify this end energy with the generosity. I feel like you're also moving out of, like, overgiving. Right when I said that, Page of Swords. Okay, I'm telling you, this is coming out of I hope you think of me too, and the obsessiveness is, like, affecting the situation. There's a lot of people looking at you, watching you, obsessively thinking about you. So be very aware of your energetic boundaries, all right? Because you have very dynamic energy. Of course, people are drawn to you. And we have 3 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So, like, these could be friends. These could be people you're connected to in your social circle, people you're going to meet in a social setting. Mutuals, people that you don't really know, but you know through other people. 3222, as I said that. Alignment is coming through so strongly here. Let's get one more. Yeah, the 4. Oh my God, bottom of the deck. I can't make this up. 4 of Pentacles. Yeah. Letting go. Capricorn energy is now coming through here. Letting go. Releasing your grip to receive more. The power is in letting go. Doing less. Holding on less tightly. This card. Oh my God. Yes, bro. Ooh, I was feeling energy of that card. I'm glad that I pulled it out. So wow. Look at this. We're moving from 15, the Devil, to 16, the Tower. So things are being let go of. And when we do that, illusions are being revealed. Because when we let go of these things, we have to lose them. They have to break down so that room can be made for something new. So with the Page of Swords coming out between those two, this could be about your thoughts, the way you process information. Air sign energy is really coming through strong in this reading. And we also have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Yes. Your logical mind is no longer blocking you anymore. Like, your inner knowing, you could identify as a high priest or a high priestess. But this is about the unknown, the divine feminine, the darkness, what's beyond the veil, the things we can't see. It's the things that we feel. And she has the mysteries. She holds the mysteries to that other side. So I feel like you know that these shifts are a part of this process. And understanding that this dark goddess energy, she wants you to get comfortable with the unknown and be able to sit in the discomfort of, like, you want to know things sometimes, but we can't know, right? We're not supposed to know. 222 is really coming through here. Divine alignment. 222, 888, and 333. We also have 111 coming out. I've also been seeing 1221 a lot today. So those numbers could be significant. I just saw 3443. Ooh, I'm talking so fast. This is giving the Page of Swords energy, like transmitting info. But you're no longer feeling like you need to prove yourself to people anymore. I feel like you used to feel like you needed to prove yourself, or you're wasting a lot of your mental energy on toxic connections, toxic energy, obsessive thoughts. That was part of your childhood. It was a coping mechanism to obsess about things. But you're seeing the illusion of control around this obsession. You're seeing where you're meant to be putting your energy with this generosity card into yourself, into your body, into your physical body. This could indicate like actually losing weight, physically changing, shedding, purging, detoxing, doing healthy things for yourself, giving your generosity away to places where it's better received or able to be received. I feel like I just heard like an empty, I just heard like empty bucket, or like you were just kind of throwing it away to anybody who would take it. But you're valuing your energy differently. Obsession is distorting this situation. So I want to get one more about this. Maybe you've just been obsessing about people thinking about you, or other people are obsessively thinking about you. But okay, yeah, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 7 of Swords. So yeah, it's like as you grow into the success, obviously people are going to be watching you. Don't allow this to steal away your energy. Don't allow this to distract you from your purpose. Like, you're going to be looking like this. Of course, people are going to want to steal away your time, attention, your energy. People are going to want some of you. But there's going to be people, you're going to be very aware of people who are energy vampires. You're moving away from this with the Strength fucking card. Yes, with the fucking Lionsgate energy. You are taming your desires. You are taking care of yourself differently. You're able to really work through these obsessive tendencies, these dark parts of yourselves, and you're able to meet them with love, care, strength. And this is the first step of the spiritual awakening in the major arcana. It's a brand new version of you. You're meeting a brand new version of you. This is so exciting. Again, with that Aries energy, it's like you're being reborn. And in terms of like the way that you see yourself, the way you take care of yourself, the way that you dress, the way, like, this is a lot of like your personality, your physical look. This is first house energy. It's the way that people see you. First house energy also deals with early childhood, with that Page of Swords coming through. So like a lot of the ways that you think, talk, communicate, even like learning how to have healthy conflict. You don't always need to be like, maybe you like avoided a lot of conflict or got into a lot of conflict and then would just like cut and run, like things would fall apart and you'd run away. But now it's like you're getting to a place of